All right. So in yesterday's video, I looked at um I watched a video about like language learning and stuff like that. I'm not gonna really summarize it too much, but I wanted to kind of just continue that and start improving my flashcards. I'm gonna start there so I can really get back into this language flow. I want to be able to be fluent in at least one other language, but like particularly for Japanese, so I can. Well, as I talked about in a previous video, I want to be fluent in Japanese so I can literally just watch anime, well, watch JoJo specifically without subtitles, and also play the JoJo games in their original language. I think that'll also be really cool. But just to do that, right? So that's my goal there. And then for Spanish, I want to be able to watch Spanish videos because there's at least one YouTuber that I want to watch who's in Spanish, but I can't really watch them because I don't speak the language that well. Rather, my listening comprehension is really poor right now for Spanish. Even though Spanish is, like my Spanish is decent. Like I can read and write, but speaking and listening is just not being practiced. So those are things. And then there are also languages I want to learn to be able to communicate with friends. I think that'd be fun. Yeah, so like there's good motivation, but I just need to have a system that actually works. So the first thing I want to start with, and by the way, my camera flips here, so I am mirrored for the record here. But I want to look at some Anki alternatives. So Anki, he says in the most American accent possible. Cause like Anki's cool and all, and like it's free and all, but it's so laggy and buggy. Like I don't want to have to wait 20 seconds to launch the app on desktop. It's just such friction. And like the way like it tweaks out when I want to review flashcards, and also like even bugs aside, the flashcards, how are they stored? Like there's no button here that says edit as a text file. Like I can't edit it in a different format. However, Anki stores his cards. It's really not easy to edit outside of Anki. So I have to launch Anki to edit my flashcards, which is not ideal because like at the end of the day, it's kind of just text fields. Like, I don't want to have to open Anki, especially given how slow it can be to open, just to do this. Also, I mean, I'm recording a video, but like my laptop fan is also going like crazy. Like, it seems like Anki also uses quite a lot of resources, so I can't just keep it open in the background passively. Yeah, because like it runs Python, right? And like for some reason it's using 700 megabytes of memory, which is more than Claude and more than Obsidian, even though it's just a flashcard app. Like, why? So, as much as I love Anki, as much as everyone loves Anki, it just has problems, and I generally seriously just want to switch at this point. Because it's really annoying me, and it's annoying me for ages. The best thing about Anki by far is just the free syncing to mobile. But like, I would pay a monthly, like at this point now, as an adult, I would pay money for sync, like I pay for Obsidian Sync, right? Super Memo. Super Memo is more geared towards language learning. That's useful because that's the only thing I use Anki for anyway. I don't use flashcards for anything else because I'm not like studying psychology or biology, whatever. At least like not like in university. But like what I'm looking for is an app like a flashcard app like Anki with Think to Mobile, pretty much exactly the same, but just not laggy, not buggy, and more like your flashcards are not stored specifically tied to Anki, if that makes sense. Like I like how Obsidian uses Markdown files because if Obsidian ever died or if Obsidian ever became evil, whatever, you could switch to another platform that also supported Markdown files, right? Or even if you don't find a platform, you still have the Markdown files, which themselves are useful enough that you can open them in any editor, like whatever any text viewer, and then they're still useful notes just because they're in Markdown format. But Anki, I don't know, like even with the cards here, like here,
僕には夢がある。
okay, here it uses HTML5 for the CSS and JavaScript and all that. But like even this stuff, you can't edit this outside of Anki unless you go into VS Code, get a specific extension, have Anki open in the background, and then you can edit this stuff in a code editor, which is ridiculous. Like why are these just stored as simple HTML files or CSS files? Why do I need to open some like have some special extension to like access Anki at runtime to access this data. It is truly ridiculous. And like Anki doesn't even offer a good code editor. Like there's no syntax highlighting or anything. So like why? It's annoying. It's frustrating. It's really frustrating. And it just it doesn't seem like this is going to change for the better anytime soon. Um yeah. So let's see. The Reddit thing said this for some reason, even though it looks to be mobile only. They have courses, not flashcards. It's not what I want. Anki is life. Anki is not perfect. All right. I know Anki is really good. I like it is really good, but like don't have your rose tinted glances. It is not perfect. There are still issues. The fact that it uses Python in the first place is already just an issue. Anki doesn't perform very well and costs like $40 on mobile. It is also quite expensive actually on mobile. I mean, I have it on iOS. Like I did pay for it. Although it's a one time payment, so I don't mind. But like, it's just I don't know. I mean, it is better on mobile. I don't think I have as many issues on mobile with bugs, which is good because again, it costs money. So like, I'm glad they've ironed that out. I know that Anki Droid on Android is a lot worse in comparison. Um, but on desktop, like, ooh, yeah, maybe it's better on Linux. You know, in fact, is Anki even on Linux? Surely it is because it's open source. Is Anki open source? It is, right? I think it is. Yeah, it is. Anki is fully supported and available on Linux, and it works natively on Linux. So I wonder if it's better on Linux just because it's open source and people open source people would prefer to use Linux anyway, so there'll also be better support for Linux. I don't know, but I'm on Windows, so this is my predicament. Hmm. Like obviously, like Anki being open source is really good because it means that you can modify it to make it better if you want to. But the issue is it's going to be fundamentally slow because of the Python runtime. And like look at all these dot files, man. Run, Ninja, Yarn. Okay, let's have a look. We got build, cargo. Why is there a build folder? Like build settings, I guess. Cargo, because I guess Anki's being rewritten in Rust, which is actually good. Holy moly, did not know about that. We got Python, Pylib, Qt. There's TypeScript. I wonder what that's for. So right now it's 46% Rust, 30% Python, and 11% TypeScript for some reason. RSlib source. Okay, so like maybe part of the reason it's has bugs is because it's being rewritten. Although this is 3 years ago, so this project has been going on for at least 5 years now. The rewrites in Rust. Let's start here, I guess. Yeah. What did I expect? Um, card. Okay, this is cool actually. Okay, I'm a big fan of this Rust rewrite, and I would love to contribute to Anki to make it better. But like just like again like the way that cards are stored is just a fundamental issue. I'm gonna look into that now. Hold on, Pylib, Anki, cards.py. So like there seems to be duplicates of Rust and Python files. Brainscape, Anki's better. Memorion. Okay, this is like 6 years ago though. Let's just ask the best search engine there is, right? What alternatives, what open source alternatives are there to Anki? I'm looking for something more akin to Obsidian, where the cards themselves are stored in a format that is more everything, that is more open, unlike Anki, which stores its flashcards and even templates as some I don't know, exclusive format I can't edit outside of Anki. Plus, Anki in general has been quite buggy and slow for me. Any ideas why? And while it goes about that, let's actually see where Anki is storing its data. So I guess I need to go to do this manually. So program files, sort by name. Company's called, I think it should just be called Anki. Although I don't know what it's even installed to right now. Program data maybe? No? Where is Anki data stored? Anki 2, yeah. Okay, so be probably local then. So users, my name, app data, local, Anki program files. Okay. What's Anki 2 then? Roaming, Anki 2's here. So we got our user 1, that's me. Collection, my media's here, but it's my trash. So I should really be emptying this. I don't know how big it is anyway. They said they seem to be very compressed. And then this is my create media, my collection of media. Backups, call package, okay. Like a megabyte each. I mean, very, very efficient compression here. Okay, that's that, but where are my cards stored? Add-ons, yeah. Local, Anki, cache, nope. Anki program files, don't think so. Local low, nothing there for Anki. Yeah, it looks like, where are my cards? Are they here somewhere? In my collections folder? No, because these it's just media. Is it this? Collection.anki? Or is it just like a mapping? So open it in a hex editor, SQLite. Okay, yeah, so it's SQL. Ah, so here's where my template styles are stored, right? The styling and stuff. Like, why is it in this format? I don't know. Maybe like for easier backup. But like, then just do it for backups, you know? Yeah, that's that. How about like my actual content? I mean, most of my cards are language cards, so maybe that's all Unicode. I don't know. Yeah. So this seems to be the content. Yeah. So it seems that this is my card content here. El problema de los desplazados en el mundo, right? Maybe debilidad, weakness, like that's the meaning there. So like seems like my cards are there. So okay, but that means everything is in this Anki 2 file. So like it's not something I can just access. Also, why is it why is that window like white? Like a video game, like a fake window. It's just lighting. Let me move this down a bit. By which I mean like barely anything at all. Anyway, let's see what Claude says. Mochi stores are marked down with a custom Mochi container. Not fully open, but far more popular than Anki. Has a nice UI, but the free tier is limited. Obsidian with plugins. Oh yeah, right. I could also use Obsidian to be fair with plugins. Um, Not a bad idea. Although I prefer to use Obsidian for note taking and then have a different app for flashcards. Because like flashcards aren't notes. Flashcards by Reuse Man, some idea, and cards are markdown. I mean, I'll look into it. I've seen space repetition. I've not seen flashcards. Log set queue, a block-based markdown, Orgamo PKM with both space repetition. Worth a look if you're open to a different PKM workflow. Okay. PKM is in like personal knowledge management. Rem notes, cards live inside a note-taking system. Super memo, Windows only. Anki is slow because it stores everything in a flat collection.media folder. Yep. Why though? I mean, compression, but like, is that important? The Anki 2 file is SQLite, as you just saw. It can fragment. Interesting. So tools, check database, file, export plus reimport. So I need to export and reimport it myself manually. That's a bit weird. Tools, check database. Apparently now it's been optimized. It'd be nice if it did that automatically. Outdated Qt engine. Okay. Am I on an old version of Anki? Tools. How do I check for updates? I forgot. Upgrade, downgrade. Yes. Latest Anki. Okay, I think I was on 0.9 then. So now I'm on 0.9.2. Okay. Too many add-ons. What add-ons do I have installed right now? Tools, add-ons, tables useful, advanced browser. I literally can't remember what these even are. View add-on page. What the hell? Advanced browser adds more features to the browser, add a variety of new sortable comments to the network. Okay, so you get fields from your note types, additional statistics about the cars, like first or latest. What? So I took my browse again. Like these? Oh, so you like add more things. I see. So if you look at like Japanese, I may want to show the sentences in Japanese as well, like this. Okay, that's useful. Um, Anki Connect. This is important for using, yeah, like Yomi-chan. I think also for the VS Code extension, maybe. Anki Web View Inspector. What is that? See the GitHub wiki for documentation. What? Oh, right, you can inspect, which isn't that useful, but like it's useful sometimes. It's just that Anki's editor kind of sucks anyway, so Its usefulness is kind of limited by that. Multiple answers for type in the answer cards. Right. I don't use type and answer anymore, so I'm just gonna remove that. Copy notes fixed by Shige. Allowed to copy notes like in the browser. Add this new note, keeping every parameters. Okay. Custom background image. Have that there. That's an add-on. That's crazy. Fastbar with light mode support. I forget what fastbar does. Just this. Okay. Hint hotkeys. Hint hotkeys. I don't use hints. But like, how does hints not have hotkeys anyway? That's kind of crazy. Happy GTS. I love it and I hate it. Image inclusion enhanced, very useful. Local audio stream for Yummy-chan. I don't use Yummy-chan anymore, to be fair. So I guess I might as well delete it. Yeah. And like even if I do use Yummy-chan, I'm probably not going to use the extension anyway. I'll just add them manually. Okay. I don't know why that's halted the entire application. Let's see if it's actually just crashed or if it's just taking its time. Ah. Right, let's check out Mochi. I'm very interested. Mochi flashcards. Delivered for Windows, also available on Mac, Windows, Linux, iOS, and Android. Great. Looks like this. Wow, you got kind of in. Wait, what? How do they do that? They've like embedded the app inside the website. That's actually really cool. Front, back, flashcards, notes you can also make. There are templates you can make using Markdown formats. Awesome. This seems very clean. Mochi, or Django, whatever. Logged out. And you can also access it on browser. That's actually really good. Being able to access it in browsers is actually very good. Mochi versus Anki. I know Mochi isn't free though, to an extent. Yeah, but like it's $5 per month for the pro tier, which for me is like it's like less than £4 a month, which is so easy. And that's for syncing. Yeah, so it's literally like, well, also like dynamic fields, whatever that means. But like this is literally just like Obsidian. Like it just syncs across all devices. Mochi and Obsidian. They seem weirdly similar actually. Okay, let's okay. Tell you what then, I might just have this video just be dedicated to trying to looking at mochi and other alternatives, and I'll come back to the actual like Japanese stuff when I have an idea of what to actually do, to like what tool to use and how to use it properly. So this is cool. If you pay yearly, then that is yearly. So it's cheaper yearly because then it's $5 a month, so that's would be like $60 upfront, or pay monthly for $6, still very cheap, almost pretty much the same as Obsidian really. I pay $5 a month for Obsidian, by the way. This is a hot UI, I must say. I mean, very like gray, but still. Like, just look at that, man. Like, it just embeds immediately. That's so cool. There are docs, templates. Let's have a look at the templates. So you got your fields, Okay, you format it like you would in Markdown. And I wonder, like, do you have like full control over like the HTML? Like in Obsidian, you can use HTML within your Markdown. That's fine. You can also create CSS snippets. Because my cards right now in Anki look like. Okay, finish this. Hold on. Let me just finish go through these add-ons actually. Useful. Seamless as you type. What's that? Oh wow, I never use that. Like ever. I'll just delete that. True attention. Thank you, Imgur. Forget what that's good for, but it's good for something. Right. So if okay, if you look at my cards right now, never mind. I need to restart Anki. Surely this won't be slow. Actually, let's see now that I've done a couple of optimizations. Let's see if that speeds anything up here for the launching. Okay, that was faster. Mind you, that might just be because I already had it open previously. So if I look at my Japanese card,
頂点に立つ者は常に一人。立つ、
like as far as styling goes, I have a custom font for Japanese and Chinese and Arabic as well, like languages with different scripts, obviously. And then I use styling for stuff like this, just so it looks a bit pretty. And I do care about being able to style. So, mind you, I'm gonna simplify this, I think, so that I'm not using Well, yeah, I mean, like, yeah. Either way. I want the flexibility. Text, checkbox, and number. Why would you have a checkbox? Conditional rendering. Cool. Dynamic fields are a premium feature. They allow Mochi to generate content automatically. Also, is Mochi free and mobile? It must be, because like Anki gets money, I guess, through iOS, and like they need that because iOS charges them a fee. But Obsidian is free, and I'm assuming Mochi is also free. Mochi flashcards. I'm assuming this is actually the right one. It only has 44 reviews, but it gets 5 stars. Oh, okay, it gets 4.8 stars. You can kind of see that. It's a bit blurry, but maybe that helps a bit. But yeah, it's free. Reviews are very good. There's one 2-star review which says there's a problem with voice to text, but that seems to be it. The developer, Matthew Steedman, hasn't made anything else. Is it open source? Is Mochi open source? Mochi.cards. Closed source. So same with Obsidian in that case. I wonder why Claude didn't suggest Mochi. It says that editing cards outside Mochi is non-trivial, but that's fine if Mochi can literally be open in the browser. Like I don't mind that. It's just that to get to your Anki flashcards, it can be slow because of how slow the app can be to launch and how intensive it can be using how intensive it is on your resources. The feature is quite restricted. You can have a small number of decks. Okay. Many useful features like custom templates, sync, and themes are paywalled. $6, but we'll see if it's worth it. Not truly open source. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Same with Obsidian. And it does a vendor lock-in, so that could be an issue as well. But no, so a mochi file is not empty files. Maintained by one person. I do wonder why people don't make these open source. Like, I guess the syncing is the issue, and like they don't like they don't want people copying it and making it open source. But Obsidian or logseq. Let's have like a logseq as well. I've heard of it, but never used it. Right, no taking here. Sorry, dynamic fields allow Mochi to generate content automatically, like audio, translations, readings, images. Oh yeah, no, that's really good. So like, if I want to have automatic text to speech, for instance, I assume that dynamic fields can do that. You can have automatic translations. Okay, yeah. So text to speech, image search. Okay, transcription. Transcription is the most useful thing for me. On Anki, there is the HTTS plugin, I think, like hyper text to speech, but it's quite limited in terms of which voices you can use, and it's not as good as it used to be. Like it used to be very simple, but now they kind of like bundled it with like premium features, and like, but I don't have the premium plan, so great flashcard question. Okay, AI stuff is also quite useful for like simple tasks. Oh, adding pinion and furigana is huge. That is huge. Like doing that manually takes so much time. It's actually crazy. Okay, so that's a really cool feature, but it is premium. Just keep keeping that in mind. I go formatting. There's Ruby and furigana like this. Okay. Attachments are same as Obsidian more or less. For latex, full support, awesome. HTML, it does support HTML. Any limitations? Don't know. Doesn't seem so. Import exports. Mochi files are native. You can also import Anki files. That's great. And you can also import Markdown files. So that's also great. And CSV. I mean, I know Anki also lets you export to different formats. Like if I do file export, you have Anki package, also plain text. But in fact, let me do that. Let's do notes in plain text for my Japanese deck. The cards. Um, Export. Just my downloads. Let's check what that looks like. Okay, so this is the. I see. So it's literally embedding it as HTML. That's weird. So is this how Anki stores stuff? Like it literally takes a template and then just puts it as HTML like this, as opposed to having each one be their own separate, like just like data that it parses at runtime. Oh, no wonder the JavaScript the JavaScript is so slow because like it's specific to each one. It's not like dynamic. No way. Okay, how about cards in plain text? No, or notes in plain text. What's the difference? Same thing probably. Okay, but like look, like so this supports importing different files. How about exporting? Mochi, Markdown, CSV. Markdown do not preserve metadata, of course, but checking the Mochi docs show that you can import and export to / from Markdown and CSV. Whereas Anki only supports text as HTML, which is really just not like that as a format is not useful, quite frankly. I can import txt, db, tsv, csv. Okay. Anki does not let you export to CSV. I mean, I'm sure you can with a plugin probably, but I don't see the option here. Or maybe if I put my browse thing, Japanese, notes, export notes. Nope, still txt. I don't need to. I don't want to check it with Git. Uh, for the record, I pay for Obsidian's sync feature. I don't use Git for that. It's true. I mean, okay. Let's also look at the Obsidian space repetition because like I've looked at it and before, and I'm not really impressed by it. But I guess I should actually look at this first, just because it's yeah, just because it's literally something I already pay for. So if I can integrate it, that'd be good. Uh, so yeah, you can export import to CSV and Markdown, which is really good. Which means I could probably edit my stuff in Obsidian and then export to Mochi. That is possible. Although then I of course lose the syncing and stuff. So like either way, I would need to have it. I would need to have it in Mochi to some extent. But like as I said, because it's so because it seems like it's so much quicker to just launch. Like look, just open app, right? Open app, boom. Like this is it. I can create cards here, so it's fine. And it also was offline, by the way. That's should be a given, but sometimes that's not a given. Like with Duolingo, you're very limited with that. Not that Duolingo is a flashcard. By the way, Duolingo, the company used to have their own flashcard app, but they sunset it for some reason. I found that really annoying. Old Duolingo flashcard app, because like I wanted to use it for my flashcards before Anki, but then tiny cards, but they shut it down in 2020. Like it was so sad because it was such a cool app. I don't know if you could create custom flashcards though. It was so cool, man. It was fun. It was cute, and like it had that Duolingo, playful kind of charm. Which as much as I do not like Duolingo's as a learning resource, design wise, it is definitely like top tier. Yeah, so it uses EDN. Could also use JSON. But like EDN isn't exclusive to Mochi anyway, right? As far as I understand. Whereas the Anki, Anki uses SQLite, but that's kind of outdated anyway. Like what I see, right, is that Anki is good, and it used to be good, like really good, the best. But like I want software to evolve, and Anki is just old. Like it uses SQLite, it uses Python. It's still transitioning to Rust, but slowly. And like there's no like web UI, like the Anki web UI. Like when I show my friends Anki, like what is this, bruv? Like this is what they see when they search for Anki. Anki flashcards. Okay, they do have a homepage now, thank God. Does Anki look like this? I guess by default actually would. So okay then, Anki web. Like why? Like why just the only thing that's here? So you should get the computer version. So then you have to download Anki. But like look at how much easier Mochi makes it. Like if I show my friend Mochi, they see this, You go down, and like immediately they can already experiment with this stuff, right? Like descubrir, discover, control enter to save, and that's a flashcard. So now if I want to review it, let's see how I do this then. Inbox, right. So descubrir, discover, remembered, and forgot. Which is also good because there's literally an Anki extension to remove the four options. So it's just yes and no. Because right now there's blank. Oh right, that's right now.
髪の毛
Okay, I need to actually review it apparently.
頂点に立つ
There's again hard, good, and easy, right? At the bottom down there. I can't zoom in. But these are your four options, but really you shouldn't be using hard and good. Is what people argue. Like it's just more mental cognitive overhead that is unnecessary. Okay, so that's Mochi apparently. I can easily see my stats on my dashboard. That's great. On Anki, you kind of like hunt for these to an extent. Like if I click on Japanese, like I can see my stats here, and like if I go stats, I think up here, yeah. So there's a stats button like this. Like cool, but like I don't really understand. Okay, and then compare that to this, where I kind of it just seems a bit easier because I can like have my ranges here. I can see my heat map here, which is really cool, by the way. I love the heat map thing. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just not seeing the argument for continuing to use Anki. So there's light mode, which I would actually prefer, I think. Um, because black is just a bit tiring to change the font, whatever. So they do have CSS snippets, so clearly very Obsidian inspired. I can create my own CSS customizations. That's great. Yeah, like it's just so much cleaner, man, and easier. There's subscription there, login there. They have these experimental features, I guess. Yeah, it's like this seems promising. Uh, okay, let's see the docs as well. What else there is? Language learning is empty. Okay, that's empty, I guess. Empty docs there. API reference. Okay, so there is an API as well that you can access. There's also an Anki API. You can create cards like this. I mean, that's great. If I can create my own API, then I can do anything. Really, that's cool. Um, what are views? Views are filters again, like Obsidian. Yeah, so like to me, this very much seems like the Obsidian of flashcards. And like, yeah, I could again, like I could use flashcards in Obsidian, but the app isn't built for it. It'd be through these extensions. And so far, from what I've seen from these extensions, I'm not really impressed. Um, this one. Okay, I thought it was maybe like an image or something. Other docs, agents. Not what I want. Getting started. Okay, like this, right? Um, here, yeah. Tell you what, I'm gonna find a video so I can see a proper demonstration. Um, I guess this is it. Oh. Obsidian to Anki enables you to create Anki flashcards from a text or markdown file. That's quite useful. Obsidian Review lets you manually schedule entire notes for review. Not what I really want. Like I want flashcards. You know, not just like notes that come up to my face. Also, what's this log sequence? Connect your notes, increase understanding. I've vaguely heard of this before as an alternative to Obsidian, but it has flashcards built in, PDF annotation, and then task management. Obsidian for some reason doesn't natively support flashcards. I do actually wonder why. I guess because like the algorithm that you use for flashcards is a bit like Anki has an algorithm, for instance, which is one reason it's so good to use because it has a good algorithm, which is something that which is something that you can't just do by yourself, right? With like your own flashcard app, unless you created your own algorithm. And like by hand, it would definitely be hard to do by hand. What is this anyway? We got Discord. Sure. Log sequence versus Obsidian. Obsidian is profitable while log sequence isn't, so log sequence can die. It hasn't died, so open source though. Live demo. I hate this theme, by the way. Let's see this.
Logseek is a note-taking app that is not known by many people, but it's one of the best personal knowledge management tools I've ever used. In this video, I want to show you how I use it every day to organize my life. Hey, my name is Shu.
Obsidian
I'm
inspired.
back from long break from YouTube. I was actually working on my new online course about. So this is Logseek. It's a simple yet super powerful outliner app. Like many notes apps nowadays, you get a note for each day, which is called a journal in Logseek. For me, this is where I write everything. As you can see, I write things chronologically in this timeline. For example, I do my morning pages in the morning, then I wanted to write a thought I go while meditating. In the afternoon, you can see about how using mouthwash. This might be just me, but knowing the content, right now there is no direct Readwise and Logseek integration, but account it will be synced to Obsidian. But because my Obsidian and Logseek share the same folder, it will also
Oh, that's cool.
appear in Logseek too. It
So I could download Logseek right now and just have it work.
all sounds like a long process, but it's really easy to set it up because all you have to do is just download Obsidian, choose your Logseek folder as a new Vault location, then install the Readwise plugin. Then you can see all the highlights you made in Logseek. So far,
Flashcards.
I've tried many different knowledge management techniques like the Para method by Tiago Forte and the Zerocaster method of Nicholas Luhmann. But the method that clicked with me the most is creating atomic flashcards as a block of knowledge. I cannot talk about this whole thing in this video, but in a nutshell, whenever I consume information, I will break it down into smaller pieces and turn them into flashcards.
Yeah, flashcards as a knowledge base is very interesting. It's something that I basically use for my IB exam revision. Rather than like take notes, I just made flashcards, and that was literally my revision tool and my noting tool. The issue, well, I mean, the main issue was that Anki was just not a good way to browse notes anyway. Um, But something like this would be interesting
cards. It's the
in
same
Logseek
idea as atomic
or
notes,
Obsidian.
but instead it's atomic flashcards. The main reason why
The thing is, flashcards are meant to be reviewed. Caston isn't meant to be reviewed like a flashcards. They're kind of just things that you may stumble across in the future by accident, and then that can inspire like new thoughts. That's the real power of it. Flashcards are meant to be reviewed like actively, so they're good for like if you like have an exam coming up. But like once that exam passes, then you just have flashcards that might be pestering you to review them, but you don't need to review them. So it's
I
doesn't
make
work.
flashcards instead of notes over time of things to do. If reader, you can make highlights and extract them.
Okay. Um, yeah, so again, log sequence versus Obsidian. What does it have that Obsidian doesn't is my main question. Um, Logseek does look more modern than Obsidian does, but I want to skin my skin. It's like I want to customize how my Obsidian looks anyway with CSS at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it, but it's something I will do. So the looks don't really matter too much to me. Likewise with Mochi, I think I can do the same. So that's great. Logseek makes blocks and outlines for first class citizens. Obsidian makes plain text and markdown files for first class citizens. What are blocks? Obsidian runs faster. Whoa! That is that has sold me already. Logseek is good for day to day capture, but I think I have that okay for now. So this is log sequences open source repo. Awesome. It uses Clojure. What? Clojure? That is anything if not interesting. I've never seen a Lisp style application before. Wow, that's cool. I must say that is cool. That it uses Clojure. Um, damn. Okay. I myself don't like. I haven't learned to Lisp myself, so I can't really read it that well. But that is quite cool. Anyway, so this is the docs. They've got forums, very useful. Changelog. Last update was literally 5 days ago, so it is actively updated. But of course, with a project like this, there's always the risk of it getting abandoned. But I'd hope that if it ever is abandoned, the developer open sources it. This website was created 2025, so it's very recent, right? But the actual app itself, it says August 2019. Interesting. So, given how recent this is, I wonder if Mochi could, like Mochi could take the world by storm. Because like even if Mochi doesn't end up replacing Anki, even if it just acts as good competition for Anki, then hopefully that would inspire people to, or like motivate people to really improve Anki even more. Um, that I would love to see that. Okay, is there a Mochi Discord? Because there is an Obsidian and an Anki Discord. Mochi Bot, mochi.cards Discord. Not that one. Let me open Discord then. Oh my god, bruh. Me when I am on the wrong camera. Okay. Okay, great. Whatever. Here I am now. Let's give it a second to load. Oh, I love it when I do that. Very cool. Discord's being slow right now. We are so back. Uh, okay, so let me do a search. Descubrir. So mochi cards. No, I mean I wouldn't expect it to be searchable anyway, just because it's not like a big enough thing probably. Mochi cards Discord. Reddit? Okay, there's a subreddit, but it has very few members. What are the forums saying? Because I mean, it does have its own dedicated forum, so this has been fixed. That's cool. Syncing's breaking. Don't know. Company about contact open source. Oh, so okay, so it supports open source projects for Mochi. That's cool. Okay, so to access the API, you need the Mochi Pro subscription. Mochi's heat map is open source. So then, was it made by other people? Yeah. Okay. No. No. So it's one guy who behind Mochi itself, but then some features from Mochi are open source. That's cool. And this was 3 years ago. 6 commits as well. God damn. I'm guessing it's just very similar to the Anki one, so it didn't really take much to do it. Um, Literally nothing actually. Okay, cool. Okay. Let's see what this says then. Even though Mochi is a great alternative, I used it for some months due to the UI. Came back to Anki because I wanted to build knowledge long term without the sudden risk of the website system not working anymore. Mochi is not as powerful as Anki. In what way? Funny enough, I released an add-on a couple of days ago that was originally inspired by Mochi's design called Onigiri. So let's have a look at it then. Quite popular. Updated this year. Replaces the Anki interface. Oh. Wait, what? It puts Dex on the left? Okay, I'm gonna try this. Um let's try this then. Another issue with Anki is that it can break its plugins, its add-ons, um, quite frequently, which can be annoying. So then the people need to keep them updated. Okay, I now need to restart Anki again. Restart Anki again. This will probably increase load times, but the thing is, Anki doesn't have plugins on mobile, so god damn. This is in beta too. Okay, this might be the coolest Anki project I've seen so far. It's got settings too. Kojo birthday, might as well, I guess. Why not? Yeah. Profile picture? Why? You know what? I'm gonna play along. Pictures. Go with this one, I guess. Interesting. Background? It's a color. How do you make this an add-on for Anki? That's crazy. Gamification mode. Okay, try it out. I mean, I don't need gamification, but it could be a nice bonus, I guess. We'll see. But if it becomes too distracting, I'll disable it. Hide Anki native bars. Okay. Zen mode. Full mode. Damn. Let's use what's space look like? Can't preview it yet. System's fine for now. Palette. Themes. Sanrio? Said press save. I don't see save. Okay. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so this is the Onigiri plugin. So all my decks have been moved. Oh, okay. Cool. So this I got my Japanese cards here. Okay, stats shows the same thing as before. Browser just shows my cards as before. Okay, so it's just a dashboard. But what if I want to study cards?
頂点に立つ者は常に一人。立つ。
Okay. Whoops, just close Anki. Now my theme's applied. Good. Okay. Add. Add cards. Oh. I mean, this is better, I guess. Actually, is it better? It looks cooler, but I don't know if it's better. Anyway, obviously it won't work on mobile anyway. Okay, cool concept, and cool implementation, but I will not use it. I prefer that. I'd rather use an alternative to Anki than use a plugin that changes it that drastically, especially because like it isn't fully integrated anyway. And like this is fine. I don't have issues with this functionality here. I mean, I don't even care about the UI anyway that much. Like, really, what appeals to me about Mochi, besides the modern look, whatever, is just how convenient it is to use. We go grid view, we can go table view, we can go column view, grid view, which we had before, notebook view. That's interesting. Show hidden text, show size, no, I guess. Show subtext. Like, it's just so like this seems really, really good. Keyboard. Okay, cool. A guide for shortcuts in case you forget. Like, damn, like it just seems to have everything I need. Although obviously I will try it out first. Let's see what else people say. Oh, yeah, Anki has a lot of ready-to-go free shared decks. That's fine because you can just import them. Add-ons. Yeah, but like yeah, as this guy says, we should all create our own cards. I agree. Um, yeah, okay. Mochi is a great alternative to Anki. Try using both apps for a week, then decide which one you prefer. If you pick one, it's likely a commitment for years to come. For card generation, well, the thing is, you can export from Mochi to Anki. but you can't do vice versa. So if anything, it's kind of worth starting with Mochi because you have the option to switch if you need to. For card generation, you can try ChatGPT or Devo, whatever, I don't care. Yeah. Okay. This is someone's review of Mochi. Mochi is a freemium space repetition app. For the record, I don't usually like freemium software with the subscription model. Obviously, one-time payments are nicer. But if you're paying for like a service like cloud, like a cloud service, like syncing, then I have less of an issue with it. Of course, Mochi also has other features that are paywalled. But again, considering it's $5 a month, $60 a year, not too bad. It's more of an issue when it's like £30 a month, or like for like YouTube Premium, £17 a month kind of thing. But like if it's like £4 a month, like it's kind of it's a lot smaller of a commitment, right? Anki has a very unfortunate UI. Um, Unfortunate? I guess so. It's more just dated. And like yeah, like and then you can customize this. Like again, like there are plugins that customize this. The UI is not my issue. If anything, I'm actually quite fond of Anki's UI, except for some of the options just being kind of annoying. Like these are really annoying. Uh, like I have to go to notes here to see this stuff, which is annoying. I prefer flags as well, where just more accessible. Like having to open flag, it'd be cool if I could just click the flag directly and like hide flags. Like just like more customization. And again, I'm sure I could make a plugin that does that, but I'd have to use Python or something. I'm guessing, or maybe I can use Rust. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Here's how mochi cards appear. Like this is ugly, so hopefully I can customize this as well. Anki. Okay, well this is also ugly. This is hideous actually. Um, yeah. Also, I really don't like the Anki card review thing. I mean, again, you can skin this, but
頂点に立
like I don't like
つ
this. It's why when I preview my cards, I usually preview it in a small window like
頂点
this.
に立つものは常に立つ
It's just like things are more compact and it just looks nicer. Like I know like it's nitpicking, but the nitpicks do affect motivation overall. Am I showing my screen this time? Yes. Okay. Thank God. They wish the progress bar was a bit more emphasized. This might be a bug, I guess. You can't see ton of more cards. Oh, I'm so congested, by the way. I mean, I always am. Nothing new. Templates. Are templates any different from Anki ones? I mean, like besides not being HTML, I guess. Like the Anki ones being HTML is fine if you know HTML, and you can also do JavaScript stuff with them, which is obviously very cool, but slow. So that's less cool. Okay. Plugins. This person only uses 4 Anki plugins. Oh, that's what retention is for. Progress bar. Don't care. Image occlusion enhance is great, by the way. Huge. Mochi doesn't support plugins, but it may also not need plugins. So that is something. Like most of the Anki plugins I use, sorry, are things that like I thought like at this point I kind of thought they were just native features because they're so essential. The hell? Colostomy. Okay. So their conclusion is Anki is free and open source. Node types features really powerful. Sync for free. Ugly interface. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, you need to use Python plugins. I just don't like Python plugins, like honestly. Watch is freemium, but has a reasonable subscription pro thing. Less powerful in terms of automation, more featureful. Is it less powerful? Like less like you can't use JavaScript for instance. That is one thing. But right now I only use JavaScript for like autoplay audio, which you can do anyway, and clicking on an image to show it in full screen view, but you don't need to do that anyway. That's just purely for shits and giggles. For shits and giggles. Things that are plugins in Anki are first class features in Mochi, which also means that because you need less features, sorry, because you need plugins in Anki, or like you need more of them, it slows things down. Because even if Anki is written in Rust, the fact that the plugins are Python scripts is not great. You can use scripts to automate card generation, right? And you can access Mochi's API. Spartan stats page. Oh my god, what do people mean when they say Spartan? Lack of luxury. Okay. Lack of note types. That's fine. I make my own. Export a deck without review history. Okay, you can't do that apparently. But I mean, these are feature. I mean, this was 2022, so I wonder what if these have been improved on anyway. So yeah, so UI is the biggest argument here. And like again, I don't care about how the Anki UI looks. I think it looks fine. It's more just the accessibility of it. With where like Mochi having its UI work in the web browser is already just so big. That means it will work on any platform that supports web browser as well. So like it doesn't even need to have native Linux, macOS, and Windows apps. But like it's kind of just like a bonus at that point. Does Obsidian work in browser? Bruh. No. God damn. What do they use for a parser? Is this OCaml? Is it OCaml? OCaml? Yeah. Just use OCaml. Just use Menu. Anyway, I want to check the Discord server for Anki. See if people have mentioned Mochi there. Also Obsidian. I'm curious. Speaking of Obsidian, let's have a look at these now. I started watching this video but didn't finish it from Sergio. So this one, flashcards do not equal space repetition. Very curious to see what that means. Flashcards do more harm than good. Okay. The absolute state. That sounds like a negative thing.
Ready to feel the difference in the way you work with multiple databases? Data Grip, a powerful cross-platform tool for relational and NoSQL databases. Supercharged with
I
AI
can't skip
Pro,
the ad.
built for developers.
Looks like YouTube has improved its anti-ad blocker yet again.
In this video. All right, so here we are.
Okay. Before that, again, let's look for Anki here. It'll be in my language folder. There it is. And if everything's lagging right now, which I blame on Anki. But let's search for Mochi. Actually, I'm gonna go with Anki. It's just lagging. Now Mochi is more commented than Anki. Okay, so this was last year in October. What's Janice.cards? Highlights of flashcards. Just more automation. Don't care about that. They're on Twitter. That's cool. FSRS will be available in the next beta release. FSRS is a good algorithm. That's cool. I mean, people say it's good. I don't know how good it actually is, but like compared to like default ones. I mean, what's Mochi's one? Like surely FSRS is more sophisticated. I use FSRS for Anki. This guy wants to export his flashcards from Mochi to Anki. Interesting. Although you can just, well, maybe you couldn't back then, but now you can just export directly. It seems. Yeah, people are asking here. So now it's a native feature. That's cool. It's interesting. It's interesting that no one's mentioned it in recent months. How about in the Obsidian server, which I have like down here for some reason? Yeah, Mochi here. This was last year in June. This person switched from Anki to Mochi. This person's cat is called Mochi. Okay. Uh, so let's have a look at this then.
As always, at our Mastering Obsidian
Obsidian
Vault,
plugin.
and we're going to first install the Space Repetition plugin by coming here to Settings, Community Plugin, Flashcards for my main vault, so we can see for specific input would be the answer. However, I found that specifically for learning commands and syntax, I like to swap them around. So I like to be shown what something does, and then I need to remember the command that does it. For instance, if we look at this example here, if I'm configuring a new Linux system and I'm in the terminal, what I will know is what I want to do.
Do you need flashcards for Linux commands? I feel like you just have a cheat sheet.
Right? I want to search lines for specific flashcards. And when I press it, you can see we have here a Linux
Okay,
hashtag
so it's
to
very
review.
Anki style.
And once we press it, we have our flashcards. You can also press Command P for command palette and type in review all. And we have here space repetition, review flashcards from all notes, and it's going to take you to the same window. And as
Right.
always, you can also assign a hotkey to it. And then you can simply rate each
Yeah.
flashcard. So if I come here, go to Linux, I'm going to be displayed the prompt, and I need to try and remember the answer. Once I think I know the answer, I'm going to press
So
show
big.
answer, and then I can decide, was this hard to remember, was it good, or was it easy? And then depending on which one I choose, it's going to tell me here how many days it's going to wait to show me this specific flashcard again. And like I said in the beginning of the video, if you tell the plugin that a flashcard was easy one time,
I don't
it'll
want
wait
to see how many
X
days it
amount of
takes.
days. If you tell it it was easy
Also, Anki
for the
lies to you
second
anyway
time,
with
it'll
the
wait
days.
even longer before it
It says like 11 months, but that's just not even true.
shows you that same flashcard again. You can adjust how often the algorithm serves you new flashcards. So if you come here back to flashcards, a bunch of flashcards across multiple nodes.
I don't want control over the algorithm because I don't know the best way to do the algorithm. I'd rather just have FSRS or some trusted thing do
As
the work for
opposed to
me.
one node having all of your flashcards. And the key reason I do it this way is because a lot of times when I'm reviewing my flashcards, I want more clarification and context on the specific flashcard. And well, that's the first one I have config. And let's say you could just come here into the settings, and we have an option here, show file name instead of edit later. So I'm going to talk 2 flashcards per line. So it's going to have one where ifconfig is the prompt and this is the answer, and another one for ifconfig flashcard where blank is the answer. This is particularly helpful when your answer depends on context. Then you go over them and rank them as easy, good, but I tend to avoid it because the whole point, at least for me, is to focus on my own journey on learning a topic.
Okay, it's appealing, but it's not like what I don't like about this plugin is how the flashcards are formatted as like X colon Y. I'd rather like I just had like each flashcard was their own note. Yeah. Hmm. Video's just a 347.
in this video. Alright, so here we are as always at our Mastering Obsidian Vault, and we're going to first install the space repetition plugin by coming.
This is Obsidian note-taking app, which is free and has a cool feature for adding flashcards. It can automatically convert all of these notes to flashcards. It also
What notes? These notes. Okay.
has a special algorithm in it, which is going to show those flashcards in a proper time so that you don't forget those words very soon.
So same
And
plugin,
when
I
it shows
assume.
those words to you, you can define whether it was easy or good or hard for you to recall that a specific word. And based on that, the
What?
algorithm in it is going to show that
That's cool.
word in a prime, and then we are going to add the other word, for example orange, and then we put
So
a
this is
question mark,
multi-line.
so it means that everything before this question about my own system. So first of all, I should put an empty line because I want to add another word, so I should put an empty line, and then we can start keyboard. So as you can see, it has converted this plugin. That's it. Click on this close icon, systems, but this is my own system reason, exact name. This is the exact name. Yes, you can see I
And I assume this works on iOS as well, like on mobile. What's this video?
Spaced repetition, which is really one of the driving principles behind flashcards. I think a lot of people will say spaced repetition and flashcards are the same thing, but they're not, because spaced repetition can be in any form, whereas flashcards are a very specific format of doing spaced repetition. The idea of spaced retrieval and spaced retrieval practice is very advantageous, and if you're doing some kind of spaced retrieval practice, that's good. Now, if that retrieval practice is not done very well, it's not going to be as effective as it could be, but as a fundamental principle, you should be spacing retrieval sessions. The reason that most people won't get the full benefit from it is not because they don't understand spaced repetition, but it's because the rate that they're forgetting information is so fast that you have to basically be repeating things like every couple days, otherwise you're forgetting so much so quickly that the next time you do it, you're just like overwhelmed.
Okay. Is it like a clip or what? Okay. And why are flashcards bad for you?
I've probably used flashcards more than most people. After all, across my medical degree, my honors degree, my master's degree, my learning teaching certification, flashcards are great at what it's good at, but when you try to use it in ways that it's not good at, it's not efficient. If I see a student using flashcards for almost all of their learning and they end up with hundreds or even thousands of them, I know that they're probably doing more harm than good, like
from my
much
exams.
more harm than good. So therefore, to make
I don't think it did more harm than good.
We need to make them better at doing the higher order learning
just
stuff,
wasn't particularly effective,
and make them less overwhelming, and also stop ourselves from getting into that pattern where we're just memorizing the flashcard rather than the knowledge.
Memorizing the flashcard rather than the knowledge. Yeah, that's true. Maybe with like for language learning, I think it should. It's hard to say, to be honest. This has 1.3 thousand dislikes. That's crazy, actually. 12 Anki tips that changed how I learned Japanese by Josie Jules. Cool video. Did I apply any of the learning? I don't know, but anyway. Okay.
I have different, as you can see, I have different decks. I have different pages.
This guy calls himself Obsidian Tutorial. This guy calls himself Obsidian Tutorial, but does not link the things in the description. That's great. C3. That's not new.
We have added a lot of words, so why this plugin cannot recognize these words? In my opinion, the answer is very clear, because you might have millions of pages in your Obsidian note-taking app, and also inside those pages, there might be millions of question marks. So it is very obvious that this plugin cannot figure out what are the words in many different pages. So it is very obvious that you should not expect that plugin to automatically recognize these words out of nowhere. But now maybe you ask, so what?
Yeah, I wouldn't want it to.
What we should do? The answer is that you should add a tag, and after that, everything is going to work. So for doing so, first of all, I want to add some empty lines, and maybe you ask, is that necessary? Is it necessary to, for example, have some empty lines, a lot of empty lines? No, it is not to have a lot of empty lines, but I like doing so. But it is not necessary, it is not a must, but I like doing so. Anyway, so we should add a tag at the bottom of this page. Actually, it is not necessary to put it in the bottom of the page. You can put it wherever you want, but I myself prefer to put it in the bottom of the page. And for adding tags in Obsidian, you should put a hash symbol, the hash character, and after that, you can type whatever you want. So the name is totally arbitrary. For example, my first name is Kojo. I can even use my first name for this tag. But for example, I can use another thing, for example, English vocabs and 2024, because these are some vocabularies. There are some English vocabularies, and I'm adding these things in 2024. That's the reason I'm using this name. But by the way, I should mention that this name is totally arbitrary. You can use whatever name you like. So after typing this, I want to copy this tag, so you should copy this tag, and after that, you should go to settings, and here you should click on this community plugins section, and you should just scroll down, and as you can see, this is the name of the plugin which we have installed. It's spaced repetition. So I click on this icon in order to go to settings, and now we can see it says flashcard tags, and out of
Right, so that's how you do it. Okay, you know what? Screw this video. So, okay, I have two options then. I can use space repetition on Obsidian, or I can use Mochi. Tell you what then, I'm going to start by using space repetition on Obsidian. Just because I already use Obsidian, I already paid for the sync feature, I might as well just use this. And if I'm dissatisfied, then I'll give Mochi a try. And if I like Mochi, I will pay for the pro version. But if Obsidian by itself is good enough, then I won't bother. And Anki, be damned. I don't really have any particular attachments to Anki. I kind of like Anki's been good and all, but just like the fact that it's Python already puts me off and has put me off since day one. So call me a irrational Python hater, but I generally just don't. I don't like Anki. I don't like Python. It's slow and it shows that it's slow. Also, notes. You can create notes. So this is also like very Obsidian-ish, isn't it? I guess. So, okay. I'm not going to forget this, but I'll keep it open so I can link it in the video. So let's go ahead and try setting up space repetition in Anki then. I think that's what I want to do. And by Anki, I mean Obsidian. Oh my god. So here's Obsidian. Let's go settings, community plugins. Um, just thinking if I even want these tabs right. If I even want these things right now. I already have a lot of plugins, but what can I say? Features are useful, guys. So let's have a look for space repetition. There it is. Install. 1.4 million downloads. That is quite well. It doesn't say that here, but whatever. Yeah, so single line, multi-line like this. Multi-line reversible, which can be quite useful. Well, it's installed. So let's go back. Let's enable it. Okay, now it's here. Click on the three dots next to the notes to open the review menu. That's this button, I guess. So I can see my text there. That's cool. Is there a shortcut? There probably is, to be fair. So let's have a look at the settings then. Here. Okay, these things are actually organized. Holy moly. That's huge. Statistics. Okay. I mean, I don't care too much about stats anyway. The only stats I need are me being able to actually use and memorize stuff. So flashcards. So flashcards tag, convert folders to deck and subdecks. Convert folders to decks and subdecks. Ooh, good question. So I can have I can have a flashcards folder, and then do like hashtag. Okay, so without this, I have to like hashtag Japanese, hashtag whatever. Or I can just use decks. So I can have. Okay, wait. If I do that though, how do I organize it? Like, let's say I want to have all my flashcards within the flashcards folder. How do I organize that? Convert folders to decks and subdecks. So is that all of them now? So if I open this, I just get all my flashcards. There's wiki. Okay, so yeah, so this will scan everything now, which is not what I want. I'm guessing this is because I have question marks. Oh yeah, and like also the double colon for programming. Standard print hello world. Okay, so that's not what I want. I want these, but rather than folders to ignore, I want folders to use full stop. Can I Is there a setting to just say ignore all folders that aren't a certain folder? Like, what's the pattern? Okay. Right, I'm thinking of giving space repetition a go, but I need to know which pattern to use. That says, pattern to use for my settings. That says, ignore all folders that aren't this folder. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a blacklist, not a whitelist. Is there a way to change this? Okay. Flashcards, default deck, and folders used for flashcard settings if your version exposes them. Okay, so I can't do that apparently, which is annoying. Siblings are cards generated from the same card text. Whatever. Can I really not choose a certain thing? Notes? What are notes? Don't care about notes. User interface. Unrelated. Flashcards. No settings here. Exclude from search. I guess I could just do that, like, as it comes, I guess. Not a bad idea, to be fair. But not really what I want. Like, how do I focus? I mean, I guess I should even create like a different vault for my flashcards. That'd probably be the best thing to do. Should I do that? Um, or should I create a separate vault for my flashcards? Probably not. Oh, you can't sync two vaults. Really? Damn. That's annoying. Okay, then never mind. Oh yeah. Okay, what's this called? Space repetition. Obsidian space repetition. Choose folder for flashcards. Surely someone else has brought this up before. And is there a Discord server, maybe? Space repetition. Check out the wiki, roadmap. Check out the roadmap, why not? Got guides here. Never mind. Quick demo, installation. Like, this guy's whole vault is just that. To do. Redesign UI. Really? Interesting, because the UI is not a thing I like. Lower opacity, show unclickableness. Cool. On mobile. I mean, fairly minor, I guess, but just some useful things. Okay, cool. Skip entire subdeck. Support questions with admission. More stats for desks, for decks. Hard cards mode. What? Documentation improvement. File name as front of the card. Oh, that'd be good actually. These are some really good features, ideas, actually. Yeah, this would be really good. Like what I want is just be able to just have my flashcards in a folder called flashcards, have those as subtext, like Japanese, whatever, have the title be the front of the flashcard, whatever, and then that's it. And then the rest of the card is underneath, and that's it. So like using like a question mark to separate things is like just really awkward. Why is this still loading? Is Google working? Yes. Obsidian, space repetition, choose more flashcards. Right, someone had asked about it on Reddit 8 months ago. There are multiple plugins that support space repetition. Bases with a tag. Yeah, but I want to use tags, bro. I mean, like I could like flashcards slash. Yeah, screw it then. I'll just use tags with sub tags. Not ideal, but it gets the job done. So let's do that then. Flashcards, hashtag, do new lines, hashtag flashcards slash. Like, does that work? Like, can I have flashcard folders? Does that work? I guess it doesn't matter because I can just tag it as flashcards and then put like hashtag, like more specifics underneath, like this. So like just tag both should work. Maybe that's how it. Yeah, should work. Okay. So let's just get straight into it, just to make us, just to try, I guess. So we've got atoms, sources, all that stuff. Let's create a new folder called flashcards. Um, flashcard? Card? What's a good, like, emoji for this? Credit card looks like a credit card, but it can also look like a flashcard if you try hard enough. Yeah, honestly, yeah, pretty good. And then let's change the color to. I would have liked to do blue. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Somehow I don't have pink, so I guess I'll use pink. How do I not have pink in my entire vault yet? That's crazy. That's like the number one color I would have gone for. Okay, so flashcards are pink, I guess. Um, let's make it an example. So I have to open Anki again. Fine. Just close up Discord first. Like, see, this is what I mean. Like, I gotta open Anki just to access my flashcards, bro. Okay, that was pretty fast. Let's go sentences. This one, right? I wonder how it does furigana, but whatever. So we got this is the title, which is an invalid title. Of course it is. Um, the actual title has no furigana, sorry. So we'll just say this. Right, that's fine. And then it contains the furigana, which probably uses a different formatting anyway. And this, but that's okay. Question mark, and then the other side of the card. Okay. And tags, right? Flashcards. Yeah, flashcards. Flashcards slash Japanese. So my first question is, if I just have flashcards slash Japanese, does that work? It does work. Oh, perfect. Great. So I can just do subdirectories like that. So Japanese then. This is the front. Show answer. Cool. So, okay. I need to look at the docs then. So Obsidian, space repetition, docs. I need like more specific docs here, flashcards. RTL support, Furigana. Oh, I can search that here, I guess. No matching documents. Great. Not there. No, how about here? No, I could have sworn they had Furigana support. It has RTL support. Okay. Repetition, Furigana. I'm guessing Furigana would just be an Obsidian feature, wouldn't it? Obsidian Furigana. Obsidian Furigana. Plugin. Shite. Okay, check these differences. These two plugins then. So there's this one. Actually, I'll just search for it directly. Oh, I already have this one installed. I just don't use it apparently. How does it work? Markdown. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I do use this. Well, I did once upon a time. It's just been a while. So I go like this. Cool. The thing is, I wanted to only show on hover. Which I think I can. I guess I can do that through CSS, but okay. So this is the way to do it. Cool. I guess. Does that work here? No. Okay, let's go back to that. Plugins, browse, Furigana. I want it to be on hover just so I can not cheat, obviously. Nah, not so useful. Okay. So if I were to preview this one, yeah. 頂点に立つ者は常に一人. Okay. I mean, that's something, right? What's edit? Edit card, open menu, jump to card, card info. What's this? Skip. Oh. Okay. What else can I do then? Can I change the algorithm? Scheduling. OSRS variant of SM2. Is that literally it? Can I not use SRS? SR, whatever it's called. It's planned. Well, shit. Okay, you know what? This plugin seems promising, but there's just too many features that are planned and not yet implemented. So it's just not going to be useful compared to Anki. So I'm going to uninstall it and come back to it one day. So, in the meantime then, I guess I will just use mochi. Okay. It would appear that many features that will make Obsidian Sync truly powerful are still in development, including something as key as FSRS. Maybe there are other plugins for Obsidian, but I feel like Space Repetition is going to be the best one. Worth waiting. Okay, then I'm going to try out Mochi. Screw it. So let's download the app. 100 megabytes. God damn. for the setup. I wonder what the source code is written in. Was it Clojure? Did I say that right? Was it Clojure? Open source is here. Like the heat map. This uses HTML, JavaScript. The converter to Anki, Python, templates, CSS. Okay, so I have no idea then. Let's launch this. I mean, like Mochi doesn't seem to have a plugin API anyway. Like they're not plugins; they're just features that are open source. It's installing. Please don't be evil. What's the word? Spyware or whatever. Electron? Oh no. So it isn't an Electron app, which means I might as well use the web interface anyway. Get started. Okay, well, I'll sign up first. I won't sync yet. Okay, let me just sign up here. My name, KojoBailey, my email, my password. KojoBailey is the sexiest man alive. Oh my gosh, I can't type. Okay, sign up. It's my email with the verification code. Check out, upgrade later. It's actually $50 a year. So for me, it would cost like £40 as a one-time payment, which I don't want to pay right now anyway. But especially because I don't know if I'll be using this in a year anyway. So all right, well, this is Mochi. For some reason I can't. Okay, I can go full screen. Good. Yeah, this is it. This is it. This is it. So let's just make cards, I guess, right? So flashcards. I'll make a new deck. Add subdeck. Call it Japanese. What else we got? Deck settings. Oh, I can change the font within the deck, I guess. Okay, cool. Let's play audio. Uses default from the base settings. Makes sense. Okay, so these are just from the base settings. That's fine. Scheduling actually. Let's change this to FSRS immediately. It's in beta, but that's fine. Just use default settings is fine. Yeah, attachments, notebook view, decks. Okay, let's create a new card then. So it's this one. Now these are treated as links. How do I do furigana within this thing? It's nice. It's nice that there's like a cheat sheet in the corner. Obsidian doesn't have this for some reason. I mean, not that it's a feature that I've ever like thought I really needed, but it's quite useful now that I see it. Okay, so it's like that. So it's like this. Right? Cards can have more than two sides. How do I see what the sides are? Like, let's say I have this. Is that the other side or what? Do I do like this? I can have multiple sides. Okay. I'll just convert these to the correct oopsie format here. Mind you, okay, well, one of the premium features includes being able to automatically do furigana, which is very cool. So I'll look into that later. Okay, so let's say I want to save this then. This is my card, right? Yeah. Nice. So learn new cards. So I go to my dashboard. Inbox has my cards. Okay. 頂点に立つものは常に一人. So let's say I forgot. Do I flip it first? Right, because I only have one card. Interesting. Okay. Do today. Skip and finish. Can I reset? Yeah, okay. So I just reset that one. Let's add another card. Let's do... Jesus, let's do... I mean, it doesn't really matter. Let's do this one. I'll just skip the filigrana for now. Okay. Save. Inbox. Okay, so let's say I were to now review it. So if I don't know this, will it show me it? It doesn't show me it. Okay, so why is this clickable then? Yeah, that's weird. Well, that's cool actually. How like it automatically opens it, so like I don't have to click it. Okay, so let's say I get this next slide. Can I zoom in a bit as well? It's very small. The whole thing's very small. I guess usually I do like this, but settings, general probably no. Appearance, better. 頂点に立つものは常に一人. The one says the peak alone. Let's say I didn't get this one, so F to forget. この町には何年何人スタンド使いがいるんだ? Just how many sun users does this town have? Forget. Remembered. 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 Okay. Seems pretty smooth so far. Let's once again reset. How do I reset all of them? Ah, good. Oh, like this. Okay. Good. Very intuitive UI so far. So now for styling. So cards, there's audio there. Progress, last review. Due date, created at, tags list, retention. Oh, and the deck page. So not when you're reviewing it. Okay. Cool. Here are the snippets I can do. CSS file, spell check, decks. Display hidden text when previewing cards on the deck page. No. Show subjects. Yeah, like this hidden is hidden text. So how do I hide that? You're confused. Text settings, decks, show hidden text, show all sides. Default from flashcards. Where's that? Oh, from this. Okay, from these settings. Yeah, use default. Okay, nice. Notebook view, attachments, editing. Okay. Yeah. So if can I inspect? Yes. Okay, so I can add CSS snippets this way. It is Electron after all. So for example, if I go to my inbox, here's the card. Let's say I want to make this only show on hover, the Ruby, right? I could create thing here, which is display none. Add another one, which is Ruby hover display block. But really needs to be the parent, so class equals paragraph. Well, really, I need the word that it's attached to. So it should be the RT that's, so hover, so Ruby hover RT it should be. Otherwise, none. Okay, so now it's like that. Usually, what's the display style for Ruby? Oh, like Ruby, of course. Okay, doesn't seem to be working. I can also, instead of do display, I can do opacity 0. Yeah, perfect. So there you go. So now I can turn this into a CSS snippet, and boom, I have hover. I can also make, well, like just a text align to the center by default, right? So paragraph, text align center. Now that's solved. So there seems to be good customization potential, right? And I assume it applies to other things too. Yep, exactly. So cool. It's very customizable already. Then I just have to see how I can make it look like
この町
this.
使い
I can have custom fonts. That's easy. The images. Actually, yeah. Let's try images as well. So let's edit this one. Can I even copy image? Can I do that? I can. So save, Control Enter. Looks like this. What's the edits? E. E to edit makes sense. Okay, so now if I review it here, let's skip this one. Yeah, like that's so simple. And then the only other thing I would really add for me is, look at that, my camera's here, is just like a breakdown of the sentence. Like, what does kono mean? What does machi mean? What does ni wa mean? What is whatever that is? Is it nanhito? Nanihito? Nannin. Okay, I thought so. So it's nannin. Nannin. So like just adding those would be the next step. That's it. And then I'm good to go for my system. Oof. Now, is this worth $5? That is the question. Now, can I sync to my phone for free? The answer is no, right? Sync across devices, publish decks. Yeah. So I can't sync like that. Also, my iPhone's actually really low on space right now. Just annoying. Um, so I'm kind of hesitant to test it out right now on mobile anyway. But okay. So again, compared to Anki, I can access it in my browser. So I can go right now, open app, log in. Okay, we'll log in again. and I'll probably use it in browser anyway, just because it's Electron app. So I might as well use it in browser. I've logged in. Oh, it won't sync, will it? To browser. Yeah, data stored in the browser is temporary. Okay, so to do that, I'll need to buy the subscription. But if I do that, I will be able to access it in the browser as well as on desktop. Right now, my stuff is saved to desktop. So you can see here that this does not match this, obviously. And that's because these are two different accounts with local memory as opposed to storing to this email account. So yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Alright, so question is it worth it over Anki? I think it's worth a try. Like I can buy it for 1 month as well and then cancel it. It costs $6 a month. So I'd be spending like £6, £5, whatever. 6 USD to GPP. Like for like to try it out for a month, it would cost an undisclosed amount because Google's not working right now for some reason. 6 USD to GBP, try again. So yeah, it'd be £4.5, like dirt cheap, really, for like a month of a useful flashcard app. I do wish there was like a free trial period. That'd be useful. But that's fine. So pay monthly. Oh, it's $5. What? Wait, so is it 6 or 5? That's per year. This is monthly. 5 a month. Is that a bug? Is it a bug? It says $5 a month, which must be like surely it's not $5 a month then because it says 6. So like, am I charged for 5 or 6? Now I'm a bit misled. Okay, that's weird. Is mochi.cards 5 or 6 a month? Dude, what is going on with Google right now? Okay, my browser is tripping. There's no way I just did that. Why did that work? What is mochi cards 5 or 6 a month? 5 a month. Oh, whatever. So okay, so it's either 5 or 6. I mean, small difference anyway, but like whatever. So I could buy this. I'll get access to the API keys as well. Yeah, I think I could justify this just because it's so straightforward and like slick as well and customizable. So okay, how would I do text to speech? Like if I edit, so let's go to my flashcards. Let's edit this one. Um, Hiragana is like this, right? Or furigana, sorry. How do I switch this? Machi. Is there a shortcut for this? I can't remember. Maybe it's like control boom? No. FN? Whoa. Oh, never mind. Alt. Yes, alt, sorry. So uh 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 nan nin standard sky すか Yep. Okay. Attachments are like this. Let's see if I can copy the audio.
この町には何人スタンド使いがいるんだ。
I mean, this is from a local file anyway. So I don't know how to add this right now. Either way, I would use the premium plan to add it automatically, but app data, roaming, Anki 2, user 1, collection of media. Let's search for this one then. Should be here. There it is, open. Okay. Put that here so I get the audio like that. Save. Okay.
この町には何人スタンド使いがいるんだ。
And then if I have it here,
この町には何人スタンド使いがいるんだ。
autoplay. Perfect. Literally perfect. And then boom. Yeah, this is great. Okay, so I'm going to play around with this a bit more. Not now because I want to have lunch and everything. And then if it's good, I'm going to buy. Like if I'm satisfied, I will buy the premium plan for a month and then try it out. Cause Anki, I'm sorry, man, but I'm just not feeling it. Right, how do I close this app? Like for some reason the freaking like there is no toolbar. I mean, I can close it here, but like it's a bit strange. Appearance, light mode or dark mode. I'll probably do light mode to be fair, or maybe change the colors a bit using the settings, the custom settings. For now, I'll just do system. Update. Ooh, beta releases. Yes, please. Experimental features. The sync performance. Okay, don't have that anyway. Search. Okay, I don't know how to show the Windows toolbar for this. I want to assume you just can't do it. But anyway, if I close this and relaunch Mochi, it's pretty fast. Definitely faster than Anki would be. You can see it reset my CSS because I didn't apply it permanently,
こ
but
の町には何人スタンド使いがいるんだ。
that still works perfectly fine. I can click on the image, so that's something I had JavaScript for. I had JavaScript doing for me in Anki, but this just works natively. That's great. Also means I'll work on mobile with no issues. Cool. I even wonder if I can have it so that I have to click on this to show the thing. I don't know. But yeah, seems promising. I will try this out later. I can also review the reverse.
こ
In
の
this case,
町
I
に
wouldn't
は
do that.
何人スタンド使いがいるんだ。
Don't need that feature. Archived. Okay. I can make templates, of course. I haven't actually done that yet. In fact, let's just check this out real quick. Like for templates, this is it apparently. Yeah. So right now it's on no template. This is with a template. So so this template actually does center it by default anyway. That's good. So if I create a card, how do I choose? How do I choose a template? I can add a template like this. Alignments, pretty cool. Okay. So new card for some reason doesn't. Oh, it does. Okay. So this is how you do it normally then, right? So this is obviously a lot more streamlined. And we can change the template here as well. Cool. All right, cool. So let's close this. Yeah, so I'll come back to Mochi later. But for now, cool. That's been interesting. I will move. Yeah, so I'll be trying to move away from Anki then, because Anki just ain't doing it for me anymore, I'm afraid. And yeah, so the next video I make on this will be just trying out Mochi, getting it set up, and then from there I will. Well, actually, simultaneously I'll be switching to my new system of flashcards anyway, which will be sentence flashcards, but like actual sentence, like no like. I mean, I already explained it in the last video. But like for these ones, you can see
この町には何人スタンド使いがいるんだ。
you can see I highlight the word of interest,
使い
then have it here, right? So this flashcard is only asking for sky, tsukai, but I want to change it so that the whole sentence has to be translated. The issue is with flashcards is that you can end up memorizing the flashcard as opposed to actually translating the sentence, but you can counteract that with conscious effort, I guess. So, yep. Just realized I wasn't sharing my screen, but you know what, script. Yeah, so subscribe for more mochi experimentation.